America is standing at a threshold. A vote was cast in the Senate, a continuing resolution, a temporary fix to keep the government alive. To most, it seems ordinary. Just another deal, just another patch, just another argument in Washington. But what if it is not ordinary? What if it is a sign? What if in that chamber something greater was revealed? The state of a nation standing at the edge of its destiny. The leaders argued, the voices clashed, and in the end, the choice was made not to solve, but to delay, not to heal, but to cover the wound for a moment. Yet when a nation covers its wounds instead of curing them, the wound only deepens. When a people delay the truth does not delay. Judgment does not delay. Look back to the ancient nation that once knew God. They, too, faced their moments of decision. They, too, patched over their crisis, refusing to face the real sickness within. They said, "Peace, peace," when there was no peace. And as they delayed, the cracks widened, the walls gave way, and the collapse came. So too now. The CR vote is more than numbers on a page, more than politics on the news. It is a mirror. It shows who we have become. A nation unable to face truth, unwilling to turn back, content to buy time while losing the soul. A house divided cannot stand. A foundation ignored cannot hold. And yet the path continues, each delay bringing us closer to the day when the wall can no longer stand, when the breach can no longer be hidden. But the danger is not only in the halls of power. The danger is in the hearts of the people. For as the leaders choose delay, so too the people grow numb. We have learned to live with crisis. We have learned to accept division. We have learned to push aside the call to return. And so we drift further as the warnings grow louder. This is the hour of decision. And the message is clear. A nation cannot cover its wounds with resolutions. It cannot escape the consequences forever. The vote in the Senate was not the end of the crisis, but the sign of something deeper, that the soul of a nation is in jeopardy. And yet, in every warning there is mercy. In every shaking there is a call. For the choice of a nation begins with the choice of its people, and the choice of its people begins with you. What is a continuing resolution? To the world, it is a budget measure, a vote to keep the doors of government open, to keep the system running a little longer. But in truth, it is a symbol. A resolution that resolves nothing. A vote that delays the inevitable. A bandage placed over a wound that is not healed. A nation cannot survive on delays. A government cannot endure on borrowed time. When the foundation is cracked, no patch will hold. The vote was cast, the chamber decided, but what was revealed was not strength, it was weakness. It was not unity, it was division. And when the walls of a house are divided, the house cannot stand. In ancient days, when a people turned the ways of God, their leaders sought to preserve their power with compromises and half measures. They would not deal with the sin in the land. They would not return to the covenant. They told themselves they could hold off the consequences, that judgment could be postponed, that truth could be silenced. But the silence was only for a moment. The storm still came. So too now. The continuing resolution is more than legislation. It is a parable. It speaks of a people who refuse to face reality, a people who trade truth for delay, a people who are content with shadows while the foundation crumbles beneath them. Every vote reveals more than politics. It reveals the heart of the nation. And what was revealed in this moment was fear. The fear of facing truth, the fear of making the hard choice, the fear of confronting the collapse that looms ahead. So they bought time. But time is not on their side, for every delay brings the day of reckoning closer, not further away. The crisis is not merely financial, it is moral, it is spiritual. The numbers on the page are only the symptom. The division in the chamber is only the reflection of a deeper division in the soul of the nation. A people divided between light and darkness, truth and lies, the ways of God and the ways of rebellion. Do you see the pattern? First comes the departure, then comes the division, then come the warnings, then the patchwork solutions, the empty words of peace, and finally, the shaking. A nation cannot turn away forever and expect to stand. The vote in the Senate may appear to have avoided disaster, but in reality, it has only postponed it. It has only revealed how fragile the structure has become, how close the system is to collapse, how urgent the hour truly is. And yet, even in this, there is a message of hope, for the warning is not given to condemn, but to call. Every delay is also an opportunity, not to turn further away, but to return, not to patch over the wounds, but to seek the healing that can only come from above. There comes a moment when the surface can no longer hide the truth beneath. A vote may delay the closing of doors, but it cannot stop the unraveling of a nation's soul. What happened in that chamber was not only about policy or budgets. It was a reflection of something far greater, the spiritual state of a people. For when a nation turns from the foundation on which it was built, it begins to crumble, not from the outside, but from within. Division is not the cause, it is the symptom. The endless debates, the shouting, the deadlocks, the threats of shutdowns, these are not the disease. They are the outward signs of a deeper sickness. Long ago, another nation walked this same path. They were given light, but they chose darkness. They were blessed, but they turned the blessings into idols. They trusted in alliances, in politics, in kings and governments, instead of the one who gave them life. And so they stumbled, they delayed, they bought time, but time ran out. And when it did, the collapse came suddenly, and none could stand against it. So too in this day, the vote in the Senate is a sign that we are running out of time, that a nation cannot delay its destiny forever, that you cannot silence truth by pushing it into tomorrow. For tomorrow will come, and when it comes, the truth will stand as a witness. The warnings are all around us. A house divided, a people in turmoil, foundations shaking, and still the leaders patch the cracks and tell the people all is well. But it is not well, and it will not be well until there is a turning, a return. The message is not hidden. It is clear. A nation cannot stand without God. A people cannot endure without truth. And every delay is not just a political move. It is a spiritual revelation. The vote revealed not strength, but weakness, not unity, but brokenness, not stability, but fragility. And yet, in the midst of the warning, there is still mercy. For every shaking is also a call. Every delay is also an invitation. For even as the nation chooses delay, you are given a chance to choose differently. The danger is to think the story is only about them, the politicians, the leaders, the senators. But the true story is about you. For the fate of a nation begins not in the halls of power, but in the hearts of its people. And if the people return, there is hope. If the people humble themselves, there can be healing. But the window is closing. The cracks are widening. The storm is near. And the vote, the resolution, the delay, it is a sign that the hour is late. The vote is passed, the crisis delayed, the chamber silent once more. But the silence is not peace. It is the silence before the storm. For a nation cannot outrun truth. A people cannot escape the consequences of their turning. And time, though borrowed, will run out. What does it mean? It means the hour is late. It means the cracks in the wall are widening. It means the foundation shakes beneath our feet. And it means that what we choose now will determine what is to come. Do not be deceived. The fate of a nation is not decided by resolutions and votes alone. It is decided by the turning of its heart. And when the heart turns away, the outward collapse follows. That is the message. That is the warning, and that is the call. For in every delay there is a gift, a chance, a mercy, a window of time in which to return, to repent, to choose life over death, light over darkness, truth over lies. That window is not forever, but it is now. The danger is to watch the Senate, to watch the leaders, to shake your head at their choices, and yet remain unchanged yourself. But the call is not only for them, it is for you. For if a nation is to turn back, it begins with one heart, one life, one decision. You cannot control the chamber, but you can choose your path. You cannot decide the vote of the Senate, but you can decide the vote of your own soul. You cannot fix the foundation of a nation, but you can return to the foundation of your life. And from one heart, one turning, a spark is lit. From that spark, a fire can spread. From that fire, a nation can yet find hope. The CR vote was a sign of weakness, of division, of delay. But it can also be a sign for you, a warning to not delay. A reminder that the days are short, that the storm draws near, that the cracks in the wall will not hold forever. Do not wait for another resolution, another postponement, another chance. For the chance is now. Choose this day whom you will serve. Choose this day which path you will walk. For the days of postponement are ending, and the hour of truth is coming. The vote was cast in Washington, but the true vote is cast in your heart. And as the leaders chose to delay, you are called to choose differently. Do not delay. Do not wait. Do not turn away, for the time to return is now.